Hello. Wow, it's so dark. Well, I didn't check my camera angle before I started, or the lighting. So we're just gonna do this ruffian style, cause that's what it is. Hello, peace to you, love and light. My name is Damri Alma at Bay, and this is Eden Rose, and Eden Rose is a way of life. Thank you for tuning in. This is going to be the Divine Partnerships live reading. I did one the other day and I decided that what the hey, why don't I just, you know, continue with it? I may not like my camera and how terrible the lighting is and all of the stuff that I'm thinking of why I absolutely don't want to do this, but I'm being called to and I'm actually happy to do the reading. So we're gonna do it this way. I'm going to be using a couple of decks today. The card of the day was the Devil, and two cards came out. The second card was the Seven of Pentacles. But what I'm going to do is I am going to clarify these cards from totally different energy for this divine love reading. Yeah. It's a rainy, 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 rainy day in Toronto. A very, very rainy day. And the time is moving very slowly. All right. Doesn't want to give me any more cards. So, yeah, this is about adjustments and internal struggles, frustration, but it's also about strength. It's almost as if, how do I best put this? There's a very big duality. There's a very, very big vibrational difference right now between divine masculine's energy and divine feminine's energy. They're both still mirroring one another because that's what they do. But it's like both ends of the spectrum, both sides of the pendulum. The reflection of each of them is the complete opposite of the other. And it all has to do with the different things that they are allowing to keep them in the vibration of fear. And what they're needing to do, both of them, this is a message for both of them. What they're needing to do is accept where it is that they are in the stage of learning. It's the Page of Wands, if you can't see. And recognize that they're actually, they're the Hanged Man, but they're the enlightened Hangman. This Hangman has like a halo around his head. You probably can't see it on the camera at all, but You can see the little of light around his head. He's enlightened. He's hanging and everything seems to be in shambles, or not shambles, but the way that you want things to be are not necessarily the way that they are. But it's actually almost like a requirement to experience the lack in order to create the thing that it is that you want. So to know that one thing exists, you have to know that it doesn't exist. You have to experience the lack of something sometimes in order to experience the something. So there might be like some energetic separation. Maybe some people are kind of like in and out of communicating with their divine partner. Some people might not even be in communication with them. But either way, I think that's kind of irrelevant because the goal here is to become aligned with oneself and therefore with your divine counterpart. So the connection between the two of them aside, this is about accepting the position that you're in. This is about accepting what is and not being deterred by it. Still focusing on still purposely, deliberately focusing on what it is that you do have, the great things about what you have, the blessings that you have. Yeah, because it's all about you. You have to focus on you. It's all this looks really funny. I wish the lighting and this camera was better, but there we go. It's actually one of my favorites. It's all about you. When you focus on yourself rather than focusing on the connection, that's what it is. When you focus on yourself rather than focusing on the connection, then that's when things can actually progress energetically. But right now, the things in your vibrational escrow, which is just a collection of all the things that you potentially could become, all the greatness that is you, vibrationally in one place. In order to be in alignment with that, which is, where your divine partner exists, you also you have to tune yourself to that. You have to tune yourself to it. And if you're judging yourself and judging the other person, or maybe it's not just the other person, maybe you're making judgments of people um, other than your divine counterpart in your mind space. So there's a little bit of for divine masculine, there's a lot of distraction. So there's a lot of things in his life that, or her, depends on whatever energy. When I say he or she, I'm not being, I'm not referring to a particular, sexual orientation or sex. I'm just referring to the energy, masculine as he and feminine as she. Okay. Regardless of how you identify, it doesn't matter. So the divine masculine is blinding himself a little bit. He is holding on to things of the past, even though the energy is pulling him in the opposite direction. The divine feminine is focused on what she's doing, but allowing herself to be distracted by like old habits or old ways of thinking. So there's a little bit of resistance to this new vibration in this reading today. Both of them are resisting going with the flow because of old vibrations. For the Divine Masculine, it's more like a person or a situation, maybe a job. For the Divine Feminine, it's more of a like a mindset or a habit or yeah. So they're both living in two separate worlds at the same time. And there isn't a balance. There needs to be a balance between them living in the physical and them having this new spiritual experience, whatever it is. The two energies are not balanced. And wow. No, this one. The two energies are not balanced. And what? What's the next thing? It's just like that message just like stopped. It's like, no, they're not going to find the message here. The two energies, and then this is within either of them, within both of the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine. Both of them need to balance themselves. And both are going to require different things in order to balance themselves. But what's most important is to begin or continue to watch your thoughts. That's the general, it's just going back to the same exact message that came through earlier on Instagram. Watch your thoughts. In order to shift your vibration in any way, you have to use your emotions as a guide. You have to use your thoughts and your emotions as a guide. Remove judgment from them. So don't create meaning when they occur. Just recognize that they occur and recognize how it feels. And then in the meantime, focus on focus on what you'd actually prefer to see in the world rather than what you've been focusing on, which is the parts that don't feel great. And of course, I'm not saying that's like everybody's deal. Everybody's in that energy at some point, but some more than others and some less than others, right? But it's important to view your thoughts. So this is what I'm seeing right now. This frog, he's cute. It's like a little gecko. He's not a frog. I think he's a gecko. I don't really know. Anyway, maybe not a gecko. This dude is peering. He's looking, right? This is what's telling me that you need to watch your thoughts. That's really the message that came through with this little green guy. Watch your thoughts and remove judgment from yourself. That's it. See if there's any more messages, but it's almost like they're trying to be super duper, like really, really specific, but also very vague at the same time. So it's almost like the perfect card hasn't come out to solidify the whole message. I mean, every time that card comes out during the divine love reading or divine partnerships readings, I just say duh. In my mind, I hear duh, because duh. But the gold is it's not just the lovers card, but the lovers is the dance of life. The lovers is the dance of the yin and yang. It's a complete equal balance of energy between two separate entities, two separate beings. So this just, kind of reiterates the whole reading to say balance is needed within self. And in order to do that, try taking a look at your emotions as they go, taking a look, focusing on your thoughts as they come and pass by. When they come, acknowledge them, see what they're about, and then release them and let them go by, and don't give them the time of day if it doesn't feel like something that's going to serve you. And it's not something that's easy to do. You have to practice it, but um, there's a ton of different ways to do that. I'm not going to go through all the ways. I look so crazy at this light. It's also because the outside is super dark. But anyway, yeah, you have to watch your thoughts and watch your vibration. And once you start watching your thoughts and recognizing that your emotions are in response to your thoughts. So if you recognize the emotion that you feel and then you change your thought, then your emotion will hopefully change as well. I mean, it will. And the more you focus on changing your thought to something that that gives you an emotional response that you'd prefer, the more you will do that naturally and it will just become something that's easy to do. The only reason why we're good at the other way is because we've been taught to do it, right? It's like talking to that one friend who calls you for advice, and then when you give them your best advice, all they really want to do is continue talking about what happened. And yeah, but I feel this, or yeah, but this is what he said, or yeah, but that's what happened. It's they can't move themselves out of that mind, out of that thought pattern, out of that vibration because they're used to being there. And that's kind of how our world works, unfortunately, in many ways. So practice changing your thoughts, practice focusing on your emotions, and being deliberate with the thoughts that you have, focusing on yourself, self love, message of the day. All right. Thanks for watching. I don't know who you are, my one watcher, but kudos to you. You're awesome. You're on every time. So, all right. Have a beautiful day. Love and light to you.